Learning to deal with obstacles to your motivation. Usually, our biggest obstacles, our motivation, lies within ourselves. But there are times when we are simply surrounded by negative and toxic people who can make us feel as if we will never be able to accomplish the things we want to. When this is the case, we are in some pretty hot water when it comes to lifting our spirits enough to make an effort. This can be a driving killer and can cost us the realization of our dreams. We have to recognize the difficulties of surrounding ourselves with people who are not going to help us on our journey towards success and limit our time with them. Even if the negative person is us, how is that possible, you might ask? Well, by turning to things like positive affirmations, we can help ourselves to become more positive and less negative. This will help us to move forward in our lives so that we can not only feel great about ourselves and improve our relationship with our own selves, but it can also empower us to make better choices that will ultimately lead us closer to our goals. In order to deal with each individual obstacle to your motivation, you have to sit down and think long and hard about what you are hoping to achieve and exactly what has been getting in your way. If your issue is something psychological within yourself, sometimes seeking help from qualified mental health professionals can help you to overcome the obstacles that you have subconsciously constructed to hold yourself back. Many of us are simply terrified of success. The best way to find out how to cope with these barriers is to speak with someone with experience and compassion who can help us learn the tools we need to deconstruct those obstacles specific to our own backgrounds and lives. However, if you don't have a concern about your psychological well-being being an obstacle to your motivation, consider whether you are spending all of your time as wisely as you possibly could be spending it. Are you wasting time with people in situations that aren't helping to serve your purpose? Simply nix them. It may be difficult at first, but gradually distancing yourself from time-wasting activities such as going out drinking with friends and staying out all night is a great way to find yourself with plenty of time to spare to focus on your project. Not only that, but oftentimes learning what activities serve our lives and what activities don't can lead us to better habits such as getting enough sleep at night and learning to see the positive over the negative. This can be a challenge, especially if you waste a lot of your time looking for the bad instead of the good. For example, many people have a closeted judgmental streak that can eat away precious time and energy. Instead of figuring out ways we can learn and succeed from others, we are judging them for their success and their mistakes rather than putting our energy somewhere useful. This is one of the biggest waste of time and energy possible. Worry about yourself and your own goals and motivations rather than trying to compare yourself to other people. If you have a negative self-image, as many people who are too consumed by their judgmental ways and gossip often do, you just might never measure up. It's much more productive to focus on the positive things and find ways that you can move forward. Even if that doesn't work, sometimes the people we envy, we are only envious of because they have skills that we have not fully developed or adopted yet. Instead of wasting time on petty jealousy and irritation, think about why you envy the people you do and why. You don't have to waste your energy on that negativity. It's much more rewarding to utilize the insights by analyzing the skills you admire about the person you envy and working hard to adopt them yourself. That will cut down the time you waste with envy and continue to motivate you to succeed. Although we dislike it when we perceive other people as being better than us, it usually just means they have done something that we haven't tried yet, like forming better habits and trying different strategies. A little healthy competition never hurt anybody. Don't get mad, get motivated. Do you enjoy challenging yourself, or do you find it very tedious when you are met with a challenge? People who are able to get motivated and stay that way are often able to motivate themselves internally by enjoying the work that comes along with meeting their goals. The journey is part of the fun of reaching the goal. Instead of feeling like the ups and downs of your adventure are difficult and annoying, try to see how it can be fun to venture forth as a pioneer of your goal. Changing your mindset can be exceptionally rewarding and will help you to stay motivated to continue moving forward despite any other obstacles that come your way. If you treat every obstacle as a learning experience rather than a burden, you will quickly become very self-aware and insightful, and full of great new ideas that will help you to accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Staying positive is unbelievably important when it comes to staying motivated. It's way too easy to get stuck in a trap of insecurity and agitation when we aren't seeing ourselves making the progress that we would want to make. Far too often, this is only because we don't have an accurate way of measuring how far that we have come. Instead of letting these little thoughts discourage you, Do your best to plan out small goals that will ultimately lead you to the much larger goal, and track your success in a journal or a chart that will help you to see how far you've come. Seeing how well you've done can only motivate you to keep on pushing and do even more. Reaching a goal and staying motivated is all about pushing through difficult things and coming out on top. The entire journey is a learning experience unlike anything else, so if you stay receptive to the things you learn along the way, you will meet your goal much faster than if you shut out any outside help. For example, many people who are successful in their goals aren't successful on their own. They are successful because they have stayed open to the input of others who have seen them along their journey and spoken honestly with them about it. Feedback is absolutely essential, and when you are connected with people who are doing their best to help you out, don't shut them down. Instead, listen to what they have to say. More often than not, it will be inspirational. Sometimes we are deterred by the things that we aren't comfortable with. That can be a shame because there are such a small variety of things that we have a comfortable relationship to in our lives. All of us are born and raised in a fairly sheltered little bubble where we only know what we experience in little else. The world around us is full of insights and bustling with new information and experiences that can vault us in directions we might never have dreamed of before. Instead of staying stuck in our own little bubbles, it is a world of good to keep our minds open to the experiences surrounding us and to push outside of our comfort zones every once in a while. People who do so are taken on a captivating path of learning and experiences that continue to pique their interest in the world around them, motivating them toward feats beyond our wildest dreams. Sometimes the only way to achieve something is to push ourselves beyond our limits. A common problem, though, is that sometimes when we are outside of our comfort zones, it can make us feel a little more anxious and nervous. We may have irrational fears or anger when things don't go completely according to plan, and it can make us act immaturely. We may find ourselves blaming others for things that are clearly our own fault. If we perceive ourselves as failures, we don't blame ourselves for not working hard enough, for not staying dedicated enough to the dream. We often blame the world around us and use it as an excuse to give up and feel huffy whenever we remember what might have been. Obstacles like this can only be overcome by you. You have to remember that only you have yourself to answer for. Even if there are hundreds of people out there who don't believe in you, they are only going to affect you if you allow them to. Even if 100 terrible things happen to get in the way of your goal, only you have the ability to think positively and take a nugget of knowledge away from each experience as you continue on towards your goal. Staying motivated to complete the journey you are on can be difficult. Sometimes it might even seem impossible. But if you stay focused and dedicated to your goal, understanding your obstacles can help you to overcome them so that your motivation to succeed only results in success as your end game. However, there are times that you may feel like you are too focused on your goal. And if that's the case, then you are probably right. It can burn us out to stay so focused on what we are hoping to achieve that we lose sight of all other aspects of our lives. It can even make us feel sick to the death of the goal that we have in mind. One secret to overcoming this obstacle is to focus on your goal for only an hour or two a day. No matter how excited you feel to keep working on it, stop yourself once your hour is up. The reason this works so well is because not only are you giving yourself the time you need to focus on yourself, and not just yourself as you relate to your success, but you are also preserving the motivation and excitement you feel from working on your goal. If you cut yourself off halfway through, you stay excited and come back to it and finish what you started. So don't obsess over your goals. Instead, provide a time and a place to work toward them and cut yourself off, even when it's starting to get to the good part. Overall, the obstacles to your success can be unpredictable. That just means you have to be diligent about understanding exactly what they are and how to deal with them. Maybe your personal obstacles aren't listed here, but that's okay. List them for yourself in detail and think long and hard about how to cope with those obstacles. Look for guidance from other people who may have suffered from the same obstacles themselves. Research ways to deal with those obstacles and strengthen yourself, your will, and your drive so that you can maintain the motivation you need in order to succeed. Only you have the power to understand yourself and your unique challenges, so take the responsibility that comes along with having a goal of any kind by learning how to achieve it no matter what.